So if you're looking for a fun action thriller movie starring the brilliant Jason Statham after the questionable Expendables 4, then I honestly think that The Beekeeper is the perfect antidote for you, as it's super slick, super sophisticated, super fun, and it just balances heart and action together really well, and is centering around the main lead character called Adam Clay, who is a former operative as part of the undercover group called the Beekeepers, and he is just so good in all of the action sequences. He is just killing it, and he comes out of retirement after his neighbor and kind of best friend commits suicide after falling victim to a phishing scam. And so he is exacting his revenge, and he just exacts his revenge in such a good way, as it's pure Jason Statham on screen, and it feels really high budget. And I love all of the beekeeper analogies that they have in terms of protecting the hive, protecting the queen bee, making honey. All of the bee references are just coming together really well. And all of the action numbers, I mean, there's plenty of action sequences across this movie, and like I said, that you can really tell that they've spent a lot of money making them, as they look really grand, and they don't feel cheap, and they look really cool in terms of how Jason Statham is easily able to wipe out tons of groups of people, pretty much the best in the world, so easily, so effortlessly, and is so brutal in points. And it really does shine a light on the scamming industry, as they really are the scum of the earth in terms of stealing so much money from the vulnerable people in society. And crazily, this is a multi-million-dollar industry, so I hope that people can really take lessons from this to really not trust them, and hopefully not lose their money in the process. So I feel like actually, from a lessons point of view, you can learn a lot from this movie, funnily enough. And like I said, enough good things cannot be said about Jason Statham, as he just plays Adam Clay, the anti-hero that you love to hate, just so well in this movie. And you're really with him. You can totally see where his ambition is being fueled from. And like I said, the things that he does in this movie is not only really brutal, but it's also really crazy, and also a little bit innovative to really make this very different to things that you have seen before. Josh Hutcherson is also in this movie playing Derek Danforth, who is the rich, spoiled brat at the top of the food chain in this scamming business, and he's pretty much on the phone for the majority of his sequences, apart from right at the end where he is truly the epitome of a spoiled character, and I just wish that we would have seen a little bit more from him. They really just could have hammed it up a little bit more, as I feel like as a character, this guy had so much potential to explore so many interesting things. But unfortunately they didn't do that. But what they did do is they did that with David Witts, as he hams it up so much as the regional leader of this business in a particular area, and his guy is called Mickey. And I feel like he is so funny, so brilliant, and you can really see the range with this guy's acting, as he really does feel like he's on the top of his game when he is stealing money from certain characters, and then he acts like a real douchebag when he thinks that he's got one over Adam Clay, and then he acts like a complete baby when he really does come face to face with Adam Clay. So I feel like David Witts was so good as the Mickey character, and if anything, I just wish that we would have seen a little bit more of him, as he was just so consistently brilliant. Phylicia Rashad is also in this movie too. She is the unfortunate person that gets money stolen from her, and I feel like you can really relate to her, as she is so trusting and is really relying on David Witts' Mickey character to really help her, and the fact that he just unceremoniously and heartlessly steals all of her money is just so heartbreaking. And Jeremy Irons is just so good too, as being the sage of wisdom for some of the evil characters, and I have just always got in my head that he is Alfred Pennyworth, and I just feel like he plays that aspect of this character really well. So like I said, Beekeeper is such a fun movie. If you're thinking about where it sits within the action genre, I'd probably put it in the middle between Fast X and Nobody, but that being said, it is able to stand on its own, and I hope that they do create more movies, as the concept of this undercover group called the Beekeepers is really good, as it's just such an enjoyable movie, and I think it's a really nice one for David Ayer to really show the world what he can do, and maybe hopefully make a bit of a business case for why we should really see the David Ayer cut of the original Suicide Squad movie. And similarly, I'm really excited to see what he is going to be doing in the future as well. So quite literally, everybody puts their best foot forwards in this movie, and I cannot wait to see what they're all going to be doing in the future. But as far as the Beekeeper is concerned, I had such a good time with it, and so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear from you. What did you think of the Beekeeper? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.